Chat, here we go. We're starting off quick today as we want to get this game in before it gets too terribly late for Hyder. I'm sure it's a little bit late for Kv1, but not quite as late. And this is a great start to a show match against Kv1. A one kickoff by Hyder, immediately going up 1-0. And that is normally the thing that is almost impossible to beat Kv1 at. And we'll see how the rest of the game goes as far as the kickoffs with Kv1. But Kv1, you guys probably recognize him more likely. The South American top 1v1 player who has put up the best of the best against the US East players, even on their own server, and looks completely dominant on US East against anybody who is playing there not as their home. Basically any EU player, and on occasion Middle East players. Nice catch by Hyder. Hyder going to go up 2-0 at the start of this match, though. Some people were asking, who is Hyder? I think chat reminded me he's Italian 1v1 player. And he is, I think, rank 18 right now. 18 in the world, which means he's likely somewhere around top 9 for the players who are in EU. And he is on fire right now, up 3-0 against Kv1. And it's all coming off of kickoffs, which is something that you really would not expect to see in a Kv1 match. People are asking about the prediction ending. I'm going to go ahead and end submissions if possible. Submissions are closed. Somebody figured it out. I have a feeling that a lot of money just got dropped on Hyder at the start of this game. I think there's no doubt that chat would have been predicting a Kv1 win, but then shortly after watching the beginning of this game, I bet you Hyder got a few more channel points put on him, just in case. You never know. It is going to be a best of 5. Kv1 trying to score his first goal as a part of this match, and is unable to do so. Hyder has looked really smooth with his movement. I think we had Hyder on recently, didn't we, chat? I'm trying to remember who we had Hyder up against. I think it was a really tough opponent, so I don't think it went Hyder's way. But Hyder has played in our tournaments a lot, and is obviously showing that he's a capable player. I'm not sure why Kv1 thought Hyder wasn't going to be challenging there. But Hyder does, and gets a 4-0 early start over Kv1. Buried Living, even a tier 1 for 22 months, my man. Smiley face, or 25 months total, 22-month streak. Appreciate it, homie. Really long time. 2 full years. And Ryan Lacey, thank you for the 47 months of tier 1ing. Oh, that's insane. Hyder in the skies, the reset challenged, and Kv1 will get his first goal. He checks back on his camera to see where Hyder is, but really no reason to at all. He definitely knew that Hyder was not going to be making it back. It would have taken a next level recovery. Maybe if he had gotten a reset and then wave dashed the perfect direction, but I don't think so. Kv1, can he get going here in this 1v1 match? He is always capable of a good comeback, but we say that because he controls the kickoff so well. He actually hasn't been doing that, so I don't think that means he believes in himself any less. Hyder is moving very fluidly around the map right now, getting outplayed on this challenge with 0 boost, but you could tell by his dribbles earlier, where he's power sliding through catches, trying to stay with the flow of his car, more so than the average Rocket League player. Sometimes I can get you in tough spots in ones. Right now, it's obviously been working for Hyder. Hyder ceiling reset. You got Kv1 in the air. The ground pinch is not hard enough. If he had gotten it hard enough, that actually would have been a goal. Kv1 arrived to that play a little bit late and was fortunate that the pinch was a soft one. Nice outplay. Kv1, he knows how to race to the ball. Let's take a look at the ping here. Oh, wow. Not great for either one of them. Hyder said he was cool with US East. I had never checked his US East ping. He's got 120. The thing about playing Kv1 on US East is, even though it's his home server, I mean, you're always going to have better ping than him. But even though it's his home server, he has worse ping. You know, so you might be more used to it. But at the very least, he can always have the defense that, hey, man, I may be used to it, but it's always worse. Hyder, I guess Italy, not getting the UK kind of thing. We can get some England players on under 100. I don't think that's going to happen with any server we pick. But it'll be 4 goal streaks for both these guys. Hyder going up early, 4 straight, and now Kv1 bringing it back to tied. All of those people who snap bet on Hyder maybe sweating a little bit more now, wondering how did this game turn around. Hyder looked so incredibly unstoppable. One of the reasons why might be these first possessions. Kv1, great first possession here, and he is just has a better read on what Hyder is doing in defense. He hasn't really needed to do anything too scary because of the way Hyder is kind of reacting and pre-jumping to try and get interceptions. Wonder if Hyder turns and challenges the ball a little bit more. If he could have more success, or if it'll just result in Kv1 getting an early read and popping it over him early. Nice delay this time. A good enough 50 to at least make Kv1 reset. And Hyder doesn't want to let him reset for free. He's going to try and hang out around the play. In fact, he might even be able to steal a possession here as Kv1 gets too strong of a touch off the corner. And Hyder, he got lucky. Had to use a ton of boost just to get back to that. But now a long shot, and this is not the first time that Kv1 has just been waiting for the ball to come to the ground. Kv1 likes to sit and wait to try and pick up these, or at least he has been today. I would say normally he's attacking the ball whenever he can, but today he's hoping to pick up some dribbles. Hyder's not letting him do it. He's coming to challenge and putting in long shots. I wonder if we'll see Kv1 adjust here. Kv1 pops over the top of Hyder. He just had the better read whenever he's had control of the ball. It'll happen once again. Kv1 new camera settings. These are still the incredibly low camera settings that I remember. Or not so incredibly low as much as 0 angle. Kv1 getting this past Hyder. Enough to push it into the blue half, but not maintain possession. Hyder intercepted it. And a couple of really strong touches. It's going to be hard to create a play off of a possession like that, but a demo is one way to do it. Hyder able to hold on to the ball by a bit of a miracle. I'm not sure how early he was planning that demo because we weren't really watching from his perspective. This is a nice 50, and a really cool backflip could get a score, but no. That being said, the way Hyder's been playing on the ground and his power slides, I had high faith. He is eventually going to score. He'll tie it up 6-6. But you're going to need to get that ball to the net. The only way he was going to get there was off of really smooth, like slick sliding gameplay where you're using power slide well, and Hyder had actually been doing that earlier. Even though he didn't get the full goal, he did keep the pressure on and tie up the game. Now, stealing a reset. Kv1 not going to pre-jump like we saw him do earlier. Hyder's able to just glue it to the ground and sneak it underneath Kv1. I want to watch what happened here. Kv1 threatening the high save, but he's actually able to make it to the ground and in the perfect spot, I would have thought, for the save. But that final touch, just accelerating the ball a little bit more than Kv1 expected, as well as killing the bounce. You saw Kv1 single jump high, whereas the best challenge for the shot Hyder put on would have been low. Hyder, a nice flick. Does seem like Hyder's going to be winning this first game. He had a really strong start and a really strong finish, but it was Kv1 all in the middle. 26 seconds left to go. It could definitely still be Kv1's. The way he farms kickoffs. He's got possession this time, but I actually think he heard Hyder jump, and he immediately went to chip the ball. Hyder has had a lot of early challenges in the midfield after Kv1 gains possession, and I think Kv1 thought that's what happening there. Instead, Hyder was actually flipping away, so Kv1 hands over what might be the last final possession, and what a snipe from Hyder. This is the kind of pinch strength he was looking for before. I just want to see him land on this one. 76 km/h is pretty solid, especially considering it rolled across the whole field before it came to a stop. You were hyped to see me cast the Nissan Crew Battle? Thanks, man. Appreciate everybody who caught me on the live stream, or on the main stream, I should say. Hyder, he's going to go up 1-0. The fans may not have expected it, but a solid start for Hyder, and lots of it is credit to the kickoff. All right, here we go. Game number 2. Kv1 booted from this server briefly, but he jumps back in. We'll see if Hyder can get off to a hot start. I think that is one of the keys to taking down Kv1. He has a great play style to hold on to leads. He was able to gain a lead, though, in that last game. Just maybe not enough time to play his normal style. Right now, he's playing really fast on the ball. I'd like to see Kv1 doing. And this pop buys him just enough time to grab boost. Interesting double jump. Kv1 almost stole a goal there. Nice defense by Hyder just to bump Kv1. It was all he could really do. But a cheeky double jump and a touch on the back of his car almost caught Hyder by surprise. Now he's got tons of space. He is going to take to a high air dribble. Couldn't resist doing so. He's going to go for 50 on the goal line. And not only does it not connect, but it's not enough to make Hyder miss out on his corner boost either. Kv1, he has been thwarted so far on a few different attempts to surprise Hyder. Nice flick, though. Great ground play. A couple different times, Kv1 has been able to catch other people out with those quick 1-2 turns. He's gotten Hyder at the midfield a lot, but that time he didn't. They're just barely able to clip. And now, Kv1, a minute in, got his early lead. Hyder gonna have to use tons of boost to make this play, so he has to be really careful with where the ball ends up. And very wise of him not to challenge, but also a really good back off by Kv1. You see Kv1, who is looking to see if he can beat Hyder in a race. He's trying to win a race to the ball, and once he sees Hyder not going, he air rolls and gets a wheel touch on the ball to make sure the ball lands right in front of him and he doesn't hand over possession. So it was a really creative way to both guarantee he'll win the race if Hyder does come to the race, but also to hold on to possession in the case that Hyder is essentially faking. And ultimately, the eventual play leads to a Kv1 2-0 lead. Hyder taking Kv1 off the map, and this should be a first goal. Taking him a bit to tap it in, though. Diagonal kickoffs have looked really solid for Hyder. I think he just got 2 in a row. Wasn't able to hold on to the possession this time, but it was definitely a solid win into Kv1's corner. One that there's no way Kv1's intentionally trying to do. That would be playing with fire. Nice reset. Great use of the flip. You can see him waiting for the time as Kv1 pushes just slightly past the play. Hyder keeping it near post. Kv1 can't get back. Hyder, that is a double. It's going to be really hard to get away with on Kv1. Luckily, his recovery in net came right through the path that Kv1 wanted to take for his power shot. So he was able to get Kv1 to back off, but this possession is still going on, and Kv1 does eventually score. And I think that kind of all comes down to that shot off the backboard. It isn't solid enough of an attempt. I mean, Kv1 is going to be able to take a good possession out of that any time. Hyder was lucky that it wasn't just directly in his net. Another diagonal kickoff that he's won. I wonder what he's doing here on these kickoffs. You have to look at them a little bit closer because the diagonal kickoffs are keeping him in the game right now. It's really impressive control of them that has now retied the game at halfway. Kv1 lost this kickoff as well. You see him checking on his camera to see what to do. He's actually done a good job of getting a better possession out of it. Carried it into the corner, got 100. He's going to get a reset. He's going to try and use it to bump Hyder, and now it's all about the recovery. What kind of path is he going to take? I did see him flip in towards the play, and look at this challenge. Kv1, he's not quite going to score. Oh, no, he is. He is going to score off of it. Wow. This is the aggression of Kv1. A position where he may have been in trouble, needed to retreat to net as soon as possible. Instead, he retreats directly towards the play, sets up a shadow, and then turns in challenges, and now leading the game once again. Good touch of this ball. Both these players trying to bait each other into making a bad play. Neither one of them really doing so. Kv1 arguably taking control of the ball. This is a nice tap and pre-flip into the corner. The real focus is on stealing the boost, but he needs to get a slight touch. Now these two racing to the corner once again. Kv1 is going to win it. I'm sure we could have seen him checking his camera to see if Hyder was coming to demo him. Hyder is forced to set up a shadow, and great challenge, or sorry, great read of the challenge by Kv1. The double jump pop. And Hyder sent flying by. I mean, we've seen a real mix of those challenges from Hyder. At times, he has been able to stop a very quick attack from Kv1. At other times, he's just completely lost. Hyder, a big miss on the crossbar. He's not going to be able to get back around this either. Kv1, great catch. He has been doing these single pops super well against Hyder. He just hangs near the ball as the ball is bouncing, and he wants to take control, but if Hyder is going to try and challenge, he'll just give it a nice single jump touch. And more than not, it's been the perfect play to get himself an open net. Paranoiding. Thank you for the tier 1 for 4 months. Appreciate that big time. Tier 7 to you as well. Kv1 deciding not to touch this ball off the kickoff. Definitely could have. And obviously, that's the wrong decision, as Hyder is able to just pound a power shot directly in his net. In fact, Hyder's going to do it again. It's crazy. Hyder has had the kickoff edge. There's no doubt about it. Have to give credit to him. Maybe we're going to start hearing about Hyder's kickoff more in the future if we start to see him playing more 1v1, because he's had a solid one here in this match. Kv1 trying to show that his is just as solid, as he's able to turn what was not even that much of a win of the kickoff into just a perfect shot off the bounce. A worse player would not have gotten a goal from that play. Kv1 does. Oh, Kv1, he's done it again. I mean, this is a huge part of being great at kickoffs. There's more to just winning the first touch. Kv1 having great reads of what to do after it heads to a side wall. Now he's got a 3-goal lead. What's the ping? The ping is about 130 for Kv1, 120s for Hyder. So not great for either one of them. Oh, nice shot from Kv1. We haven't seen too much aerial play from him, but this one is very impressive. Gets the reset, takes it in nice and soft, and right after Hyder jumps, Kv1 scoops it over the top of him. Hyder trying to clear the corner. Wow, look at this. Kv1 heard us talking about Hyder's kickoffs, and he wanted to remind us, just because I'm not winning every single first touch doesn't mean I'm not going to be scoring quickly off of almost every play. 10-5. Kv1 can just do this. This game was close. This game was absolutely close. It could have gone either way. And then all of a sudden, Kv1 just blows it out. And he certainly does that more often than anybody else. 11-5. I mean, we're just waiting for these 21 seconds to finally count down. I'm going to skip that replay. I'm sorry to the Kv1 fans who probably wanted to see that reset again. But I'm having mercy on Hyder. He's just going to have to watch goal after goal after goal slam into his net. Kv1, one last opportunity to put on a clip. Instead, retreats for the ball. Oh, wait a second. Clip could still happen. A nice challenge. The ball will hit the ground. Kv1's going to tie up the series. Huge win, but it kind of came out of nowhere. It was a close game for the most of it. Whoops, see Daisy. Go. Game number 3. Hyder and Kv1. I really want to say it was a close game, even though it wasn't at the end of the day. Is Kv1 about to start his domination that he can be known for? Or will Hyder put on more of a Game 1 performance? Not even a hi, AJ. What up? Stars, do you want to be called AJ? Stars, AJ Riddles. Very toxic. What's up, man? Hyder. Reset. Used late. So the shot ultimately coming off as a very simple shot off the ground. Kv1, nice cut. I certainly could have been convinced that Hyder was going to head to the wall. That is a play where tons of 1v1ers will just take the ball to dribble it up the side wall. Tons of defenders will try and pre-read that. But Hyder did stay centered well enough. Kv1, nice dribble. He sees Hyder off the respawn, creeping out to the midfield, and finds his opportunity to just take it over the top. The double is clean. Kv1 up early once again. Players bumping into each other off the kickoff. Hyder, bit of a strong touch. Sometimes it's hard for the defender to take control. Kv1 has to hand it right back. Hyder trying to hold on to his possession. This is a great play if he's able to do so. Diving all the way in to Kv1's corner where he knew the boost was going to get stolen, but just bringing the ball back into his half, and he's got away with it now. Kv1 not really able to get much of a shot on that play, and now he's back in control. So a bit of a risky play, but it pays off for Hyder. Ball to air dribble. First touch is going to be hard to bring back. He needed to not use his flip. He is just getting away with one with his great recovery. The use of that flip on a shot that was definitely not going in and definitely not outplaying Kv1. All it's going to do is make his recovery slower, take away the ability to wave dash as he hits the ground, and leave open a chance for Kv1 to counter-strike. But instead, he did get the recovery, but just barely. Kv1 still up 1-0. Kv1, nice flick. Every time he's brought the ball down to a really slow dribble, he has been able to break down Hyder. Hyder has not been able to read what Kv1's going to do. Always seems to be trying to play it a little bit more passive when the dribble gets really slow. And that hasn't worked out in his favor. Kv1, not a great touch. I'm sure he wanted a cleaner one. This is the second time, though, that Hyder starts an air dribble, probably second or third, where the ball is headed away from the net. Best he's going to be able to get out of those is those pinch attempts. Although he scored one, he only really scored one in garbage time when I think Kv1 was playing a little bit more risky. Wow, that actually might have gone in without Hyder's save. That angle, I didn't think it was there, but Kv1 found it. 2-0 game going in to 2 minutes left. It has been a stalemate here for a long while. It's wave dash by Kv1, but Hyder not phased by it. The fake not affecting him, and now the flick is going to put himself on the board. No, he needed the double. Too high. He does steal this corner boost, but because he's playing in his shadow on the way to the ball, unless Kv1 does a weird random backflip at the midfield, he shouldn't be able to gain control, and he does! And that's because Kv1 just handed it away. I mean, because Hyder is retreating in the same direction of the ball, he is going to have a really hard time picking a moment to turn, challenge, and make a play if Kv1 just plays it how he should. Now, randomly backflipping in the midfield away from the ball is not the way to play it. And so that's why Hyder did get his first goal. Kv1, the immediate kickoff. And now, up 3-1, regaining his 2-goal lead. Good holding on to this for the majority of the match. 2-goal leads are fragile despite how slow the early minutes of the game can be played. 1v1s can change at any moment. Become a score fest in the final minute. Kv1, nice pinch. Should be able to get back to this first, but he needs to mix up his shot to prevent Hyder from being able to get a save, and that was a good way to do so. The soft touch to pop it over the top of him. The problem is he couldn't eventually turn it into a goal. Hyder looking for the top right, and he found it just about as perfectly as he possibly could hope for. Kv1 had a 50 boost, uses the jump to try and get himself back down. It seemed like he looked to air roll and use a jump to push him down, but he didn't have enough time to fully air roll. So his jump actually kind of just pushed him to the side. Maybe didn't necessarily help too much, but he does still have a lead with 44 seconds left to go. And a first possession off the kickoff. Hyder, bit of a risky challenge, is going to pay off in the corner. And now he's going to tie up the game just like that. A game that felt dominated by Kv1. His control of possession seemed like he had Hyder on the ropes for the minutes that nobody was scoring. But you can't just prevent a player from having possession, for 4 minutes. Once the goals start going in, it's going to get harder and harder to control every kickoff. And now these guys are tied. Kv1 has yet another possession, though, to ice the game out. This air dribble is saved by Hyder, and Hyder doesn't pick up his own corner boost. Kv1 never had any interest in stealing it, though. He is content with just making a possession play to his back corner. Great first touch. He should be able to get a reset on it. He's a little bit ahead of it. Oh, no, it's just going to bounce in. It was enough. We're going to have to watch it from Hyder's perspective. Was he afraid of Kv1 falling in front of it? Because he gets the reset. Oh, yeah, I think he was slightly worried Kv1 might come bump him because he just didn't know what to do. Had to wait until Kv1 landed and got out of the way. And then by then, it's just a little bit too late to get the right read, I guess. Certainly a savable play. Kv1 wins the race to the boost. That'll be it. Or it should be it. but Kv1 did pop this in the air. He's going to try and get another one, and he does. 5-3. He'll make it look like it was a 2-goal game, but it was definitely down to the wire. Kv1 clutching it out as he fell in front of the ball there on that final reset. I'm sure he got a little bit nervous because it's really not where you want to be on an air dribble play like that. He gets away with it, and he's up 2-1. Game number 4. Are we getting another show match? The hope is yes. I'm going to try and set up another one. Hopefully we get a few games today, if I can arrange them. Ooh, Kv1. Missed kickoff. Ooh, Hyder missed as well. I think that long shot was open. He just took a bit to shoot it, and he's going to score anyways. Kv1 couldn't recover in time. The miss was slight enough that he's able to score off it either way. Decent roll. If that ball glues to the back wall, it makes it way harder on Hyder because he's going to have to chip it off the back wall himself and then do a double on the back wall. But because it rolled off, maybe because of the spin or for whatever reason, he's able to just instantly get to the second part of the play, which is to start doubling it and getting it to the net. Kv1, he will tie it right back up. I wish I had watched Hyder's perspective. Was he chasing after Kv1 off that kickoff, trying to get a bump? I don't know why he was in the orange half as Kv1 was controlling possession. This is an interesting kickoff loss that actually ends up to not be so bad for Hyder. He gets first possession. I think he could have even taken it to the corner for boost 2 if he wanted to. And he just turned in a terrible situation into a good one, but that should have been a goal for Hyder. I think he wants that back. He is definitely capable of hitting that ball harder, and Kv1 was out of position, but he hit it just soft enough to give Kv1 a chance. Kv1, nice flip through the ball as a way to rush to the corner boost. He was just trying to win the race, but he needed to get a pop in the meantime. And we talked about that before. He does a great job of getting those multi-purpose touches and keeping Hyder from resetting on boost. But can Hyder find a way to shoot this in time? It's a high bounce. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to. Kv1 swings around the map to set up the shadow, and a great challenge off the wall. Not easy to do when the offender takes it low, and Kv1 is just going to collect the ball and take it to net. Hyder does get the save. I thought Hyder had left that window open, but he does recover from it. Kv1, nice little wave dash to finish it off. He didn't need to. He could have walked it in at a crawl. But Hyder trying to challenge early, and he just thought Kv1 was going to get so much air off that. It's not even necessarily like Kv1 did too much movement. I mean, basically Hyder planned on the instant use of the flip. I think that's the only way that Hyder's challenge makes a connection with the ball, is if Kv1 was getting the reset, insta-using it to keep the ball high. But that was not his plan. He was always just going to react to however Hyder approaches on defense. Kv1 likes to win those goal line 50s, or at least try to. He's not going to try and shoot this ball, though. Instead, he'll take it to the corner. He's got Hyder in the air. And so once again, he's just going to react to what Hyder's doing. I mean, I think Kv1's going to try and take this in a dribble, maybe get a double off the back wall, maybe try and get a reset. But as soon as Hyder jumps first, Kv1 says, oh, all I have to do is get it over the top of you now. I can finish it off easy on the ground as long as I tap it over the top of you. I think that's one of those situations where you can't be the first to act if you're Hyder. Probably have to just fall back down to the ground. Keep your wheels on a surface that allows you to jump, flip, move. Don't give up that opportunity too early. This time, Hyder is going to score. Kv1 thought the chip was coming on the bounce. Flipped himself far out of the play. Kv1 maybe thinking about getting a powerful angled shot. Hyder, look at this play! It felt like the ball was going to have to come back down to the ground. I want to say Kv1 expected that as well, but Hyder just keeps flying, catching it on the huge arc. It was not a dribble by any means. He lobbed the ball up, then he eyed where it was going to come back down, found it with a perfect reset, and then popped it in over the top of Kv1. Very impressive play from Hyder, who has once again gotten the game tied halfway through. Long shot from Kv1, just barely saved, but certainly Kv1 can just put on the heat and make sure he secures the goal. Kv1 trying to hold on to this possession, and a rare mistake. Kv1, he wants to touch this really soft and be able to pick up the corner or the midfield boost. So he wants to basically kill it, but he doesn't have enough time to fully get a wheel touch. So he just pointed his car up a little bit, hopes to get the underside of it and stop the momentum as much as possible, but could not. Instead, let's Hyder tie up the game. Oh, these double jumps. It's going to need to be a double, but this is just an absolute cakewalk for guys like Kv1 and Hyder. Hyder would have had this as well. About as close as Hyder has gotten to preventing Kv1 from just getting the read. It's crazy how reactionary, or how perfect he is with reactionary defense, considering he's always playing at 130 ping when he's on these show matches. You know, we've almost never seen Kv1 play in South American servers, except for in Feer Fest 2, I believe, which he purely dominated. Oh, wow. What a read. What a save. Kv1 actually slotted it perfectly. And Hyder, having faith in Kv1's expertise, just flew up to the corner to make the pre-jump save, and he ended up getting it. Kv1 on the breakaway, though, will give himself a 2-goal lead. He's a minute 40 away from ending the show match in a reverse sweep. He wanted Hyder to think he had a chance, but he wants to end that chance now. And honestly, even if he does get this gentleman's sweep, Hyder has played every game solidly. Only one game with about a minute left did Kv1 blow out of the water. Every other one has been undecided until late in the game. Kv1, he is doing it differently every time, but he is punishing Hyder when he tries to shadow and then challenge at the midfield. This time, Kv1 just chipping the ball up on the wall. Really quick recovery. He's underneath it before Hyder can get the read. And the reason why Hyder gets caught out there is because he's not sure whether or not Kv1 is going to get as good of a recovery. Those recoveries are not as easy on the sidewall, and they're not as easy to read either. And Kv1 just executes correctly. That is the Kv1 we know and love. A just midfield dive on the challenge as early as possible. Not able to get this reset. And Hyder not picking up that corner boost, I think, is going to cost him a goal. I want to say if he picked up that corner and started the dribble and went for a long shot, it would have put Kv1 in a really tough spot to get continuous saves. Sure, he might have gotten the first, but it would have been a great possession for Hyder. And instead, Kv1 is still on offense. And that was a crucial goal as this game is winding down. He needs to get a little bit of momentum in his favor. His shot is not going to do it. Falling on the wrong side of the ball. Kv1, huge double, incredibly risky in a 1v1. He does get it on mark. Hyder saves it away. He's really like these ground pitches, but only once has been able to score one. That one comes out with just too little power again. But I think that's it. Kv1 going to take... We'll wait. We'll wait. 9 seconds, 2 goals, we'll wait. We'll wait. Hyder, he's actually been really solid on the diagonals. And he's won this diagonal as well, but not directly to the net like it probably needed to be. This flick is fine. This attack would ultimately probably be a good one, but he needs 2 goals, not 1. So Kv1 is going to win this. Will he give us one more clip for the road? No. This should hit the ground, I think. Never mind, actually. I'm going to get underneath it. Kv1. Hyder is not going to let him double it again. Late recovery to get the save. He wanted to be stylish. Kv1 takes the series. 3-1. Thanks for playing.